Hello YouTube, I'm back with the next Battlebots review, and today I'm excited to review the Battlebots HEXBUG's RC toys, starting with Tombstone here. And I don't have the arena itself, but I will try to do my best to show off, what their abilities are, what they can do. Because I have my own arena right here. You can just barely see it. There's a little piece of it right here. I'm gonna, do my best to get it into view and all that, but obviously I'm starting with Tombstone here. And I won't spoil Season 2 yet, because I know some countries have not seen Season 2 yet, and I'm excited to have these finally in my hand. And I did kind of go into a little bit of detail of them, like before they were not only before they were released, but before I actually have them. But having them, you can tell they're fairly light and very accurate to the TV show. I mean, there's only some minor deviations. I mean, his blade is red. This is actually the blade he used. He did use it in Season 2, and he definitely used it in Season 1, but the blade is red here instead of the silver design that it had before. But I think that's just so that they can make sure parents don't, threaten to sue the company over having a quote-unquote real toy with a weapon on it. And what's nice about these is they also, not only for their accuracy, but they have parts that come off, just like the original Battlebots, the other Battlebots toys of the past, including the Custom Series and whatnot. And in case of Tombstone here, these back panels come off. There's the first one. You can see it's got a little magnet inside there. Just dropped it because it's so light. There's the magnet, those two little pegs there, kind of sort of make it a little difficult for it to hit and not have them come off, but I think that's kind of part of the fun. And I have seen sort of a tutorial on how to fix that. You just simply sand down the little pegs there. You can't see them all that well, but they are just raised above the, the magnet itself, but they go back on really easily. The other one's the same thing. I won't show that off. And if I can get there's the top. Give a good idea of how it goes, and since I've basically removed all the pieces, you might as well see inside. There you go. There's a good look at it inside. You can see the two drive motors here, and then in the back, that's the powers the weapon. If you, I can turn the weapon here. You should see, you may be able to hear the little click noise it makes when you turn it. You can see the little wheel move just a little bit. And just so you know, it's not quite the same as it is underneath. You can see the little sort of mock pegs that show, the weapon teeth being connected together, but this is very well done. I'm impressed with what they did with it. I will note that Tombstone, because of the control board here, you see the little orange rectangle there. That's where all I'm not sure what to call it. It's not really, I guess it's the motherboard, if you will. Everything's connected into it, so it has to be powered through there. It does make Tombstone a little bit tail heavy, if you will, because I mean it doesn't sit flat. And even with there's a little bump underneath here that's, see, you probably can't see it all that well here. Yeah, that little bump, there's an axle that goes through here, and on the other side there's a nut that holds the weapon in place, and you can see the pulley there. So get the pulley in a good shot here. That, yeah, you see it right in the middle there. You can probably see it better from the, yeah. It's in the middle between this little bar here. It's right in the middle. If you find the nut, then you'll probably find the weapon in it. I have to admit, these are really well done. As you notice, that just fell right out. There's no magnets connecting this at all. But I have to say, these weapons are pretty powerful. I'm going to turn this sucker on so you can get a good idea of what that's like. So you can find the power switch here. And you'll hear it make a little noise to get started here. That's when it powers on or off. And here's the remote. They're identical on both toys. Yeah, in case you're wondering, you can get this as a 2-pack. They're called Battlebots Rivals. This was originally going to have Bronco, but Bronco couldn't be finished in time, so we got Tombstone and Witch Doctor instead. And you'll see Witch Doctor here shortly. But since I know you probably want to see what this blade does and how fast it spins, here we go. There we go. You got to be close enough to get the weapon to work, but look at that. That's got a good amount of speed on it. I can actually feel the wind of this blade moving. You may not be able to see it quite as well as you probably would otherwise. That's a pretty good angle. There's a good amount of speed, and yes, I would not recommend actually, you know, putting your fingers to it. Despite what the instructions say, they're a little too unsafe. They won't, like, yeah, just like that. That actually hurt. If you notice, I jolted from that. I was not expecting that. I was not anticipating to do that, but yeah, these actually hurt a little bit. They're not going to do any sufficient damage. You may get a small cut, maybe, but I think that would be the worst case scenario. Yeah, I'm okay. My finger's okay. This is the finger that was cut here. That was, I hit with that. But I did test it earlier. There's a good amount of speed to this weapon here. I mean, it's surprisingly fast for something of this size. I mean, I read on, I've seen on YouTube where someone else actually measured it. It's about 500 RPM. Not adequate for an actual robot, but for a toy of this nature, that's pretty darn good. And especially since these are not powered by the wheels. Start it off here. Here, turn the weapon off. Just so you can hear myself hear a little bit more talking. You can see it's got the mock version of the big motors that Tombstone's drive wheels used. And man, I have to say, these are a lot of fun. If you can get your hands on them, I highly recommend it. And I'll put Tombstone in the arena here, just so get him out of the way, and you'll get him ready. I'll be fighting with him first. You may hear it go off after a while, because after use of, you know, when you're not using them after a while, they do power off on their own, and they come with batteries. So when you first get them, you're good to go. Though you may have to take the little pull tabs out, and if it doesn't work right away, if you don't see a pull tab, like I did with my Witch Doctor toy, I got it, and the remote actually did not, you know, it wouldn't work. So I opened it up and found a little piece of plastic in there, and I was supposed to put a little pull tab. I guess it broke off or something while I was doing maintenance. Oh, and one thing I should mention, I'll show it with the Witch Doctor remote, is there are 4 channels here, and you got your forward, back. Let's see, put the Witch Doctor toy down. You got your forward and back on this side, your left and right over here. Kind of makes it easier, but at the same time, it kind of, I mean, you may want to actually add a little more realism to the fights. Where, you know, a robot loses a motor, its drive wheels, you can go in circles. That would make it a little more fun. But you can't really do that with these, and you also can't knock them out. So unfortunately, you're going to have to go with it as it is. But the toys are highly detailed, as you saw with Tombstone there. Here's Witch Doctor. It's a trademark deadly blade here. And its parts that come off are these. They snap right back into place, like that. And the back panel comes off as well. The top, it's mostly the top and the back, really. Let's see if I can get it off here. I can show it to you. I do not know. It's sometimes tricky to get it off because it's also partially included with magnets. There you go. Nice detailed inside look. You got your motors. Only 2 of these are powered, mind you. So these are only the front 2. If you look carefully, they're a little bit different. They're a little, actually look kind of sort of dirty. But the back wheels have no power to them whatsoever. If I can get a good look at it, I can spin them. Spin them pretty quickly. Yeah, there's nothing powering these 2 wheels. These are kind of just sitting there resting on the actual chassis here when you get started. But these are great. The weapon, the scoop is, an inch maybe off the floor. Very powerful. These will come off relatively, I mean, these come off a little bit more easily once you get the back panel off. And to note the back panel, they're actually little magnets that hold it in place. It's a little bit better than Tombstone's. In fact, I know it's going to take you a couple hits. You'll probably hit it from the back to actually get it to come off. And it doesn't always go on as easy as you probably like. I mean, that wasn't so hard, but that's kind of the way you have to put it on. Otherwise, I mean, if you try to put it on the other way, you're going to have probably a little bit of trouble. Look at the detail. They go through a lot of detail to put this together. I mean, look at that. They got the logo, got all the stripes here going down the back. See, all the way up there. And even the blade has detail. Mine's been through a little bit. You'll probably notice. I don't think I showed it a lot. I might have noticed it with the Tombstone toy. And if you look carefully, there's a little bit of paint missing on here. I did have a little bit of fun with these earlier. These are probably better to have with 2 people. You know, just to have a little more fun. You can use them with, you know, you can set them to both to the same remote. And then you can power them both together, but that's kind of iffy because you kind of have to control, kind of reposition them because after every once in a while they're not going to hit each other. Just kind of like hit or miss, literally, whether you're actually going to get them. Witch Doctor powered on here. I could show him off a little bit as well. See how to find them. I haven't used this as long as I probably would have liked. There we go. There's the power. This one has a different noise it makes when it starts up. So you hear it. It's more of a sort of buzzing noise. It's really fast. You can tell. You can't even see that blade. It's going so quickly. But boy, there's a lot of power to these weapons. I mean, this is fantastic. Much improved over the custom series, which I know were designed to, interchangeable parts and all that. So they kind of had to use the same chassis so you could actually do that reliably. But that took away some of the accuracy of the robot itself. These have parts that come off. Yep, that was Tombstone. He just fired up there. I jumped from that. That just shows he had not been active for a little while. So fantastic. That blade is going so fast you can't even see any of the markings on it. They even got little fins on top that support the weapon. Turn it off there for a second. Fantastic. I have to say, HEXBUG has done a bang-up job getting this done. I will hopefully be able to review the Collection Clash and the Bush Strikes as well if I get my hands on them, maybe for my birthday or something, or later Christmas this year or something. But I would say fantastic. Hats off to HEXBUG for going the extra mile to getting these right. Would have been nice to see Bronco, but Bronco didn't quite make it. The flipper, I guess, wasn't working. You can see this is a little clear when you look at the footage of the Toy Fair. The flipper worked, but it could, when it got under, I think it got under Tombstone, it couldn't flip it. Couldn't do anything with it. Although it's kind of hard to tell from that angle. Oh, I should probably point out that you probably noticed I'm wearing a new shirt here. It says Design and Destroy. I think it was fitting for a review like this. I didn't know this existed. This is obviously based off the game that's actually a sort of re-release of the original Battlebots Beyond the Battle Box. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the toys in the arena and see if I can have a little fun with them. Show them their more destructibility here. I'll start with Witch Doctor here. So yeah, hang on just a sec. I'm going to get this upright and I will see you shortly. Got a good view of the arena here shortly here. I'll make some adjustments here. There we go. There we go. A little bit. That's about right, maybe. It's tricky to get this lined up right, though. I don't know how well this is going to show up for you. It might show up a little bit better. I'm going to turn on Witch Doctor here. Take the remote out of the way for Tombstone. Yeah, see, there it goes, moving around a little bit. Move Tombstone out of the way. You can watch the panels come off. It's tough to maneuver these a little bit because they can be a little bit tricky. There you go. Hope you saw that one going. That was a good one. It actually got some good air. That one got some. That shows you the power of this weapon. Yep, lost one of its own panels there. These can be great fun. I mean, I wish I could show these as an actual battle. I tested this out earlier just to, try an actual battle, see whether that would actually work better. It doesn't really work. And it can be tricky to actually not only get that work. Yeah, it may take me a little bit to actually get the... We got it almost off on Tombstone. Alright, see if I can turn it a little bit. Kind of trial and error to get them to come off, really. There we go. Got the one last second on Tombstone. Witch Doctor's going to be a little more involved here, I think. Ooh. I actually got the two of them stuck together there for a second. Interesting. So getting that blade to come off, getting that top to come off should be a lot easier. There it goes. It popped loose. I didn't get it off. Interesting. They can actually get stuck together like that. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. There it goes. Okay. I'll let that one count for 2 for Witch Doctor there. Pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, that's a lot of fun. It would probably be a little more interesting if I actually did it with 2 players. I don't have 2 players, unfortunately. Let's power off Witch Doctor here so we can get started with Tombstone. I'm hoping this will not take 15 minutes. That would really be a pain to actually go in there and edit. But you saw that panel. That went flying. That first panel was gone. I'm trying to find out where that last panel went. I think it landed on, yep, landed on my chair. Behind me here. Oh, this is great fun. This is absolutely great fun. Alright. Alright. Find Tombstone's remote here. It's powered off. I have to power it back on. Let's see if I can do a little bit better here. And the power switch again. I know it's. There we go. Readjust the arena a little bit. It's probably a little bit out there. There we go. And Tombstone, I think, is a lot harder to control because it's actually only 2 wheels. Obviously, I had a great deal of practice driving these suckers, but they are great fun. Well, Tombstone does not 2 of his own panels off. That's the flaw with this design, though. There we go. There's one. There's the other. And now to get the other one to come off, it's going to be a little trickier. Put it facing the backs. This is probably the easiest way. It's going to take the less amount of time here. Nope. It's also fun is you can get the panels here. You can hit them and knock them around. I popped the panel there. See if I can. There goes the top. Witch Doctor just came off. I don't know how well this is going to show up for you. If this does not show up well, I'm sorry. This is probably the best I'm going to be able to do with this. I mean, I could try another arena, but I mean, this will give you a good idea. And if not, there are lots of reviews on YouTube that kind of show how they work to some extent as well. So, you see the commercial? There's definitely a commercial for these. I would definitely, they do work as advertised. So, you know, don't be like, I wonder if they actually work accordingly. No, they do. They totally do. Don't take my word for it. They do. You can get it from yourself, though. They're about $30 a piece. You know, $30 a piece. You can get them $30 a piece. You can, obviously, you can get them with the arena if you want to go that route. Fine. You know, all the power to you. I didn't need it, obviously, for, you know, for my sake here, but you might. You can also get it as a 2-pack, as I said, as Battlebots Rivals. It's just a 2-pack. There's nothing in it besides those 2. Brilliant design. Hoping this review will be a good idea of how they work. So that's my review on the Battlebots HEXBUGs, Tombstone, and Witch Doctor. Thanks for watching.